He ordered the shoe factory to make the biggest shoe in the world.
Was he looking for Cinderella?
So Cinderella was a giant?
More like Bigfoot Cinderella.
Hello guys, I'm Bruce.
And Zoe.
Picking up where we left off. Where we were last time.
One afternoon in 1996.
Yeah, okay. One afternoon in 1996, our honorable Turkmenbashi was elegantly enjoying his afternoon tea when the chef served him a traditional bread called korik. He took a bite and immediately burst into tears. Then he quickly called the chef over. When the chef heard he was being summoned, he came running out of the kitchen, thinking Bashi was actually about to kill him. He was scared out of his mind. This tastes exactly like the bread my mother used to make, and to the honor of my mom, I have to rename it Kurban Sultan Urge.
Is that his mom's name?
Yeah, so basically the whole country was chewing on his mother. When Bashi was younger, someone mocking him for not understanding ballet.
You dumb country bumpkin. Go back to the village where you belong.
Yeah, they discriminated him. Yeah, so naturally he banned ballet nationwide, and while he was at that, he banned opera and the circus too.
If he didn't understand it, nobody was allowed to enjoy it.
Yes, and one day he was watching TV at home, and he pointed a presenter saying, "That girl is really ugly." Then his son laughed and said, "Dad, this is not a woman. That's a man with long hair and makeup." But she got so mad. Then he ordered every man in the country to cut his hair short. Women were no longer allowed to wear makeup on TV.
Even eyeliner was a national threat.
Yes. And then there was a bread incident. One day, when Bashi was having lunch, he noticed soup stuck in an official's beard. Bashi was so grossed out. So he ordered every man in the country to shave every day.
Why didn't he just order everyone to shower every day?
He might as well just ban sweating. Bashi's health wasn't great. He had diabetes, so his doctors told him he needed to exercise more. But he came up with the perfect solution. Every government official in the country have to run the marathon once a month.
If you guess wrong, is that basically like me exercising too?
Yeah, but she also had a serious obsession with the color white. So he ordered that every building in the capital had to be covered in white marble. Ashgabat became the only all-white city in the world. But she also really loved water, so he built huge fountains all over the country. Then one day, he heard about global warming, and somehow his brain went straight to Antarctic penguins. Apparently, it felt bad for them, so his solution was to build a zoo in the desert. And keep in mind, this is a desert where summer temperatures can hit 50 degrees.
Lord have mercy. Will he release freshwater fish into the ocean too?
I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Keeping penguins in the desert was already crazy enough. And it didn't stop there. It also built an artificial lake in the desert and even an ice rink. Then in 2001, Bashi had another brilliant idea. He ordered the shoe factory to make the biggest shoe in the world.
Was he looking for Cinderella?
So Cinderella was a giant?
More like Bigfoot Cinderella.
In the end, the factory director built him a leather shoe that was 2 storages tall. And then Bashi pointed at it and told to the reporters, "This is a proof of our country's rapid development." Do you know why?
Why?
Because in his mind, a bigger shoe means a bigger foot means longer leg, and longer leg means you can leap further. So the world's biggest shoe became a proof that his country was making a giant leap forward. But Bashi wasn't satisfied with just controlling everyday life. He also wanted to shape people's mind. And let's bring us back to the book, Ruhnama. On September 25th, 2001, he published a book called Ruhnama. Honestly, this book feels like he wrote down whatever popped into his head. After 5 years of hard work, or maybe 5 years of someone else doing the writing for him, he finally produced a once-in-a-generation masterpiece. The name Ruhnama basically a transliteration. Ru means soul, and Nama means book. So it roughly means the book of soul. In his mind, it was also a guide to Turkmen history, Turkmen identity, and of course, himself. The book had 2 volumes. In the first one, he still taught people like, "My brothers, my sisters, But by the second volume, it's saying things like, my brave sons and my beautiful daughters.
Then if he keeps writing, the next one is, my handsome grandson, my adorable great-grandchildren.
Right, every new book upgrades him by one generation. But before he could write volume 3, he died. And he clearly didn't want people to just ignore his books, so he made Ruhnama part of school curriculum and even showed up in the driving test.
So he wanted everyone to memorize it by heart?
Exactly, even placed Ruhnama next to the Quran. And remember, in Islam, you are not supposed to worship any human being. But compared with a lot of other dictators, it wasn't exactly known for mass bloodshed. Most of the time, it felt less like a brutal dictatorship and more like a grown man using an entire country and his personal toy box.
Like a fairy tale kingdom, but run by a child.
Yes, he didn't kill people and he didn't sell out his country either. He once claimed he had embezzled $3 billion. But after he died, journalists looked into it again and again and still couldn't find the $3 billion. The only overseas assets it could trace was less than $200 billion. And he didn't sell the country either. After Turkmenistan recovered from the chaos of the Soviet collapse, he strengthened the country's welfare system, he subsidized many basic goods, and made water, electricity, and gas completely free. In this country, poor people could even get free flour, and fuel costs were extremely low. So, ordinary people's life was still relatively okay. That's why after he died, Turkmenistan didn't fall into chaos, and he didn't pass the throne to his children either.
Did he pass it on to his wife?
Actually, he passed it on to his dentist.
Is that because he fixed his teeth very well?
Probably, and this dentist was also kind of an artsy guy. He had a bunch of original songs, rapped on TV, and even worked as a DJ sometimes. He also took a part in car racing and horse riding competitions, then somehow make sure he won. After this dentist president came into power, he immediately got rid of all Niyazov's weird laws, and people no longer had to study Ruhnama.
I have a question.
Yes?
Why didn't anyone in this country resist? Were they all just willing to play with Bashi?
Before Soviet rule, the country was still basically like a tribal stage, and it was extremely underdeveloped. About 90% of the population was illiterate, so when the writing system was changed from the Persian alphabet to Cyrillic, people were basically like, change it if you want, I can't read anyways. No matter what alphabet you use, I still won't understand it.
So people there were pretty laid back.
Yeah, so they didn't really care. They won't to bother by these things. And I'm curious about how they are doing right now because I'm a pilaf lover. Maybe we can visit there one day and try their local pilaf.
Yes.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye bye.